What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the only podcast on the internet where you're part of the Roto, part of the Chill Session, so to speak. And today, joining us in our circle is good old Roger.
Oh, what's going on, everyone? It's been a rough afternoon for me.
And Apollo, God of the freaking sun.
It's good to be here, everybody. Good to see y'all.
And today, the party is continuing. We're coming hot off our January 1st New Year's Eve special and also our 1-year anniversary of the podcast. Today we are looking forward to the future, our top most anticipated movies and video games of 2016.
Yeah,
And
New Year, everybody.
there's so much to be looking forward to for 2016, both video games and movies.
Yeah.
So much. I surely
Which is
can't
gonna be
kill myself yet.
Oh, God. I'm
So
getting
much
the
to look
tingles
forward to.
right now just thinking about it.
And hopefully it's not a double flush next year when we do the New Year's Spectacular 3.
Ooh.
Because-
3.0.
If you guys watched our New Year's special, we had a double flusher of number one game and number one movie of the year. We all agreed there was one clear winner.
Double flush.
Double flush.
I'm sorry.
It's the only way to put it, dog.
The only way. So if you haven't yet, checked out our New Year's Eve special where we talk about the top video games and top movies of the year and what you need to check out before we start 2016.
Exactly. You need to.
To be honest, this is more of a part two. And part one was being our reflection of 2015. Now this is looking forward, being positive, things that wish we
Beyond
hope to
the horizon.
inspire. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
2015 was a great year, but it's looking like 2016 is going to be even better, and we're going to run you through our top 5 most anticipated films and movies, or films and video games of the year.
Films and movies, holy shit.
And silent films and
Oh, and don't forget those new
sock puppets.
sock puppet films.
Oh, yes, of course.
And we're going to also go through our top 5 pornography videos of the
Oh
year.
God!
I have a top like 30 or so, but
Oh, that
it'll take
Lisa
me a while.
Ann can get me going.
But on the real, we're going to start off today's show with our top 5 most anticipated video games of 2016.
Woo!
And sitting at number 5 for me personally is Far Cry Primal. Simply because Far Cry 4 was such an experience for me. It lasted not only 2014, but all through 2015.
I was gonna say, compared to the dry season we had, I went by and played it twice or 3 times even. To be honest, like twice just to see the ending. That if you stay and sit and eat the ragu or whatever, see what would happen.
Yeah.
And it
Oh,
is
yeah.
true.
It's real.
It's real,
You beat
exactly.
the game if you actually do what Pagan Min says and stay there and try the crab rangoon.
And then I went back and played it again, and because you know what, there's not many fucking games out to play
I
in
know.
2015.
Hopefully
True.
2016 changes that and we get our fair share of video games. But the reason I'm so excited for Far Cry Primal is because I'm interested to see the new game mechanics with the caveman type setting. Like you get the main, like one of the main parts of the game is crafting your weapons.
Which is like a real Minecraft type feel instead of like, you know, normally for Far Cry, I mean, all you had to get like the skins and whatnot. That's fine, but you also need to
had
find like
collect
wood.
things to actually build
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. Yeah.
And I'm excited to see like there's gonna be no guns, no vehicles. You're still gonna be able to ride woolly mammoths and stuff.
Very good. I'm
Which
excited
technically
about that.
woolly mammoths are smaller than elephants today standards. If we're being
Don't
super
put
technical.
down the woolly mammoth,
That's just
Roger.
me being I love science.
Woolly mammoths are worth just as much as every other living large mammal on this earth. Don't
And they,
you dare put
they
them
deserve to
down.
be ride on and riding the battlefield.
They
like
deserve
in the
to be
old-
ridden just as hard as everything else.
But I'm definitely hoping they bring back like the beautiful setting that Far Cry is known for. I'm hoping that they bring back the replayability of Far Cry 4 had.
And we don't even know what the setting technically is. I mean, people speculate when human civilization first established. I'm assuming it's in Africa because that's where most people tend to assume where humans
It could be
started.
Pangea for all we know.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's way back, millions of years before we were born. But this is like supposed to be like 12,000 BC-ish before we
Apparently, Far Cry Primal is supposed to start at around the same time as when human civilization started. However, that is not confirmed.
But it is possible. There's even rumors floating around that it could be on a whole different planet for all we know.
Yeah,
But with my
know nothing.
interpretation, just because of all the animals that we see, they're not alien, they're not different. But it could be on a different world. For
They
all we
could
know.
be hiding the
It could
goodies.
be a Pangea type world for all we know. And later on, if they start to make Far Cry Primal 2, 3, 4.
And then it all just
What if
attaches
Far
to
Cry
the
Primal
current Far
Empire
Cries.
or something.
Oh
Not
my
even
god. Ubisoft blends all their games together. Holy
What-
shit.
They blend it more than they have in Far Cry 4 or 3 with the whole entire, like, you know, finding, like, the destroying the broadcast, like, and to expand the map, per se. Like,
What if it's a huge mindfuck? It takes place in the future, but on a different planet or
oh
something.
my god, human civilization has fallen because we're retarded, and, like, now we're trying to rebuild ourselves back up. You know what? That's more logical than, you know, than anything, than more fictional.
They should make an idiocracy type game where like the future is everyone got so retarded that the Earth just collapsed.
And then Earth
I'd be
just starts
down.
crumbling, which is kind of, in a way...
That's essentially what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, literally in real life. So.
But dude, more about this game. I'm very fascinated to see where they go with the story on this, because we've never really had like a major release like caveman type
Exactly.
game.
Yeah.
What's the dialogue going to be
How
like?
deep
Dude,
are they gonna get with cavemen?
Because
you
if
know?
this is
I
on-
look forward to it.
what presumably is on Earth, we don't have educated dialogue. Like, we just have like,
Yeah,
or
we have
like
this-
barely
Oh,
few,
bro.
or like, or no, they do have words that are in subtitles for you to hear that are like
Yeah,
that are
but
like gibberish.
Is it just gonna be grunts? Or are they gonna create their own language?
Exactly. You
Because
know
like
what?
I remember I seeing it behind the scenes, and the creators were saying they could. Since there's only like a certain amount of info they had a bunch of room to be creative with.
You
it.
know what? That is awesome because, you know, we are retarded back then. We didn't leave history behind or like tools and shit to be examined, or not as much as we like to. So it does give a room for fiction in a way, you know, to see like what if like humans were more developed than we thought of, but they just didn't leave anything behind.
I agree. And the team that works on Far Cry, like I found Far Cry 4's story really fascinating.
I liked Far Cry 4 too.
It was amazing.
Honestly,
Off the
like
chain.
you kind of have conflicting emotions at the end. You know, like I know, like with Pagan Min compared to this war chief who you're supposed to fight, who's the leader of this other clan that you're against.
Yes.
You start off, you know, with your clan being destroyed, and this war chief is pretty much telling you you're shit. Fuck you. You deserve to die. And somehow you don't die. But like, will they have the same level of Pagan Min progression? Like, as if like you understand more behind like what makes this person the person.
Yeah.
Because it's way back in the day. Most people that are war chiefs that are trying to be assholes and saying you're weak and shit is because they want to display their strength and stuff like that. Like Pagan Min, if you read the journals of you know, your father's journals and stuff, you started to see different perspectives of Pagan Min. You know, how he actually wanted to change a little bit near the end because of this
Yeah.
lover he had, which was your mother. And do you get the same aspect with the war chief that you're supposed to be fighting for against?
That's true. Like I'm excited to see like how it plays when because you are fighting other tribes throughout this game. I want to see like if tribes have different philosophies and stuff. There's a lot that they could possibly do with this. I hope they don't disappoint.
Especially with the whole animal mentality. You know how your character can meditate, and he'll be the form of an owl up in the sky, seeing everything the owl sees and stuff like that. Like, will they get really spiritual behind it, or is it more dialogue, like person to person type thing?
Being more one with nature, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
and a lot of back in the day type games, like that one that we saw with I forget the title of it, but where you see the snake goddess at the end.
for the PS4.
It seems like a lot of games nowadays are trying to go way back in the day, early man,
Yeah,
when we
that's-
first started.
That's
and
what I was
stuff
gonna
like
say.
that.
Like shortly after this release, there was like 3 other like primal type games that were announced, and it's like, why all of a sudden are these primal games?
Yeah, I know.
coming out?
Like, is it because of the new console that we can now have more flora, like brushes of like grass and stuff, like in the background, like to make it more appealing, or like what is it?
I don't know, but like you were saying, that one PS4 game looks interesting, but the ones I really have my eye on are Primal, and then Horizon Zero Dawn, or whatever it's called. Those look very interesting. to
That
me.
yeah, I was gonna say that's another one, which is more of a mixture. It's a little bit different. It's a mixture between futuristic and primal, like
Yeah.
back in our our original roots sort of thing. So that's that's awesome because it gives you a different perspective in a way. And I can understand why you like this game and can't wait for it. I can't wait for it too, personally.
I know, dude. When they first announced it, and they did something similar to Fallout. They announced it very close to release, like a couple
True.
months.
Exactly, but that also brought people like me a little bit worried because Fallout apparently was made on the original engine for Skyrim, which is 5-6 years old.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
Far Cry Primal is the same thing for Far Cry 4, but that's a
looks
younger game. That's a younger game.
Yeah, and like it does look like it's the same engine, slightly more refined a little bit.
In the floor, especially, you see more brushes of like flowers and stuff rendered in the environment.
But yeah, it looks like it's on the same engine, slightly refined a little bit. It looks like the graphics are slightly improved and all that. When the game was first released, I thought it was going to be a side game similar to Blood Dragon, honestly.
Yeah, I thought
No,
it was gonna
like
be
a DLC?
Yeah.
Exactly. There you go, Roger. That's exactly what I thought.
And
Or
now
an
it's
expansion package, some people would say.
God.
now it's a full-length game, and I wonder how much it has to offer. I hope it's like
Exactly.
I hope it's as big as Far Cry 4, if not bigger.
It
You know
better
what?
have several hours of storyline. It
Especially-
better have at least 6. Like, they better pump it out.
Especially if we're talking about like if this takes place on Earth, which I assume it's going to be.
It probably
We
will,
don't.
to be honest.
We only have a pointy stick and a primitive bow and
Sticks
arrow.
and rocks.
Yeah, sticks and rocks.
Which we could use
No,
in
no,
the
I mean,
original
That's
Far
not
Cry
bad. I mean,
games.
you can make Minecraft. I mean, you can make so many different things. But like, Far Cry Primal, like, I mean, will you have a diversity amount of weapons? I know you can transcend into an owl or like.
Which is really cool, and
Which is-
that other Indier game was doing that too, but Far Cry is going to beat them to the
Oh, yeah.
punch, so I'm kind of worried for them.
Great
What-
minds think alike.
What
Yeah.
game exactly was that again, Homer? Break it down.
No, you were right. It is called The Wild.
Yeah, it's The Wild is the game.
And to be honest, I actually hope it does succeed because I mean, unlike Ubisoft, who has a plethora amount of money that backs it up, you know, The Wild is an actual indie developer and stuff like that, and it is
Yeah.
published by an also indie publisher.
I honestly look forward to The Wild more than I do Far Cry Primal.
No, because they think of more.
That's just me.
No, because it's a similar concept. Because you do, at some point, you do morph into a rabbit, and you see like hostile tribes,
Exactly.
cannibals, actually,
Yeah.
as he says. But they put it to a step further by having the snake that you carry have a goddess.
Yeah.
Not a god, a goddess. So what if you have a rabbit, or maybe a fucking squirrel? Will
Is
you
the
find
snake Scarlett Johansson?
No, and will the squirrel be by fucking Gerard Butler somehow as a squirrel? looking person?
I would be very down.
You
for
can
that.
seduce me. I don't care if I'm calling a furry. I don't care.
Oh my God, Roger.
Furry
One thing-
shit's hot.
One thing The Wild does have over me, one thing The Wild does have over Far Cry Primal for me personally, is that it's in third person, and personally I enjoy third person games more than first person.
Whoa.
That's just me though.
Just whoa.
Some
That's all I
aspects
have
are
to say to
third
that.
person, not everything. Mostly everything else, in terms of when you're the actual human that's in control, it's all first person, like Far Cry. But when you get into the when you meditate and change into the owl, it is third person, and you can click a button that makes you zoom in and lock and hone in on targets that show up on the map for you, like later on when you're stop meditating. Stuff like that. It's kind of
Yeah.
like your binoculars in a way, except it can attack people. So there's a little mixture of third and first person that gives it a little variety, I guess, in terms of Far Cry 4, which is all mainly first person, and the only time you actually see your characters when you're playing co-op.
I agree. And the reason that like Far Cry 4 made my list rather than Zero Dawn 30 or rather than Zero Horizon Dawn is because one, I have faith in Far Cry writers. I feel like they're going to have a pretty legit story.
And they're not, like, especially with the DLC with Blood Dragon, they're not afraid to go bonkers ridiculousness like the 80s or 90s persona of like heroes and whatnot, like Arnold Schwarzenegger being this ridiculous buff man. Like Blood Dragon pretty much points like that term of video game and like video in terms of like movie franchise genre.
And speaking of DLC, I really want in Far Cry Primal for there to be like a dinosaur DLC type thing, which
yeah.
I really want. I want them to be a dinosaur game to begin with, rather than just like Saber.
A lot of people were into Blood Dragon 2 to be like the main sequel to Far Cry 4, which is ridiculous because I think Blood Dragon, the DLC, was technically not the first one. I feel like if they were gonna go all out like robotic dinosaurs or just dinosaurs period, it would be Blood Dragon, but it would be a full length game, a bigger map, more shit to do for yourself and a little bit more story to go along with it. But I mean, you do get a little bit of that with Far Cry Primal because you're facing up against like Sabretooth and woolly mammoths are like a huge thing, which is a little bit after the Jurassic period. But you know what? They're giant. They're predators that we can relate to even today, like sort of thing. So it's a little bit more relatable. I mean, in terms of modern day, even though there aren't Sabretooths, there are like mountain lions or like similar.
Yeah, and there could be
things.
creatures that we haven't seen yet, like.
Exactly. Like, how many people have seen a picture of a Sabretooth but never fought one, like in a video game? Like, like stuff like that.
Yeah, so that's really exciting. So, like, there's a possibility Zero Dawn Horizon could be the better game, but personally, right now, I have more faith in Far Cry Primal. Now, while I think Zero Horizon Dawn could be the better game, I think Far Cry Primal has the potential to be even better because it has the track record that Guerrilla Games does not.
Exactly.
True.
Guerrilla Games especially have been known for the Killzone, and only the Killzone IP.
Yeah.
Far Cry has, and has been known to install few other Ubisoft properties into the game, and I feel like you'll get more of that in Primal, and it feels like Zero. I'm not saying that Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
I'm not saying Horizon Zero Dawn is like gonna be bad or anything. I just feel more comfortable knowing that Far Cry is in safer conservative hands in a way. Not to make it seem like they're trying to like limit what they can do, but it's a safer bet from where they left it. Because going from like for like people like you, Apollo, who really like guns and whatnot. Going to like spears and arrows, and you might feel like you can be limited in a way instead of like modding all your guns. But Far Cry 4, it was very limited in terms of how you can mod your weapons. In terms of Far Cry 3, so
murder is still the same act no matter what tool you use.
I just hope it has the longevity as Far Cry 4 has in terms of replayability and whatnot, because 2016 is not going to be a dry year as 2015 or 14 or possibly even 13 before
Hopefully.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
2016 is going to be popping. We already see that in this podcast right here.
I was going to say, last year we found games like Mortal Kombat X are supposed to be compatible for 360 and PlayStation 3. They changed their mind last minute. And I feel like if they had like an extra year, just knowing that they were going to be on current consoles, they could have updated the graphics or whatnot.
And Mortal Kombat X, that you bring that up, it's supposed to last a very long time, unlike the PS3 version. They're planning on having DLC for the next couple of years, to be honest, so that's exciting.
And they're definitely expensive enough to, contribute to that fucking company that, $20 for like fucking 4 characters, okay.
Interestingly enough, Homer, my number 5 is also Far Cry Primal. I'm very excited for that basket.
Well, that makes
awesome.
it easy for our number 5s to go around real quickly.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. And Apollo, who could blame you, especially because you almost platinum Far Cry 4 as well.
Yeah, I know.
I don't blame you. Far Cry 4 is really good. It's definitely.
It was fantastic. It was a great game, great storyline, great graphics, great fucking everything.
Great setting, especially in Tibet, for crying out loud.
Gameplay was off the chain, no doubt.
And one last thing before we move over. I wonder if the reason they're going Far Cry Primal is because the big complaint about Far Cry 4 is it was too similar to Far Cry 3. So that could be a huge reason why they...
some sort of aspects to it, even then, for weapon modification. I remember specifically Far Cry 3, all your weapons can be modified in a specific way. Far Cry 4, only specific weapons...
But I feel like they fixed more important things in Far Cry 4 rather than that.
I do like the setting, personally. I hate being stranded on an island somewhere in the Pacific or whatever. Like, it reminds me too much of Just Cause. Just Cause is known to be like a game where you take down a dictator government and then you install your own democracy republic in a random island in the middle of nowhere in some Earth aspect.
Hell yeah, but Far Cry Primal changing up the game definitely deserves mine and Apollo's number 5 spot, and it's probably going to be the first major release of 2016.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for our review.
Especially during boring January, like the month. It's usually known to be horrible for movies, especially if you know Jeremy Johns on YouTube.
January.
But But for my number 5, personally, and I'm surprised I differ from all you guys, even though I was thinking about putting Far Cry Primal. I know I was gonna put it on my list, but I thought number 5. But
Yeah.
actually, what replaced it for number 5 is Firewatch, which was a game made by Campo Santo.
Firewatch. I haven't heard of that, so why don't you tell us about it?
I was gonna say it's an indie developer. It's basically, if you remember how the Witness trailer looked and how colorful and aesthetic
And, like,
pleasing.
Calming, kind of.
Exactly. Firewatch is the same thing. Like, you're like a nature guide. Like, you know those people that go on like huge like nature preserved grounds that stretch like miles long, and like they basically patrol the area, making sure like you don't have any lost people on there
Yeah.
or injured people. Basically, you're one of those guys, and like you're in this like nature preservation area, yeah, basically, and you're talking to a woman who's also the same job as you, and she's in another guard post or whatnot. And basically, you're just having these random conversations with her, and you can choose in the dialogue, if I recall, it's been a while since I looked at it, and respond to certain things based on what she says. And it's basically kind of like a very linear, in a way, visually appealing type of story, which you kind of connect to a person you don't necessarily see, but you talk to on a radio or like a
Oh.
walkie-talkie.
Dude, that could be really tight.
No, and strange shit does happen while you're on the journey. Like, you find out, like, someone's been following you or something like that. Or you find out, like, I remember in this walkthrough, like, you're like, are you at that post over there? And she's like, yeah. And you see, like, a very, like, guard post, like, tower in the distance, like, with lights on and shit like that.
And there's probably a mystery element. You don't see her till the end of the game.
Exactly. And it kind of brings you... To me, it's like Flower in like Journey and all those games, or like where it's very linear and you're just along for the ride, enjoying the scenery and whatnot, because so many people put time and effort to make that scenery look very appealing
Very true.
and whatnot, and it's just meant to make you relax and go through a whole different narrative than what you're supposed to. And you know what? I cannot wait for Firewatch, because
Even more than Witness.
no, I wouldn't go that far, but indie games have so far in this current console generation have sparked more emotion on me, especially from like Dust and Elysian Tale, which I strongly recommend you guys to download and play,
And Super Meat Boy.
than most other games that are released today.
But Roger, you're totally right. Speaking of emotional reaction, the biggest reaction I got in 2015 was from Life is Strange, considered an indie game. And indie games could stand up to the big boys.
I mean,
as we
to
know.
be fair, it did have its big bro, Square Enix, helping finance it. But you know what? It's a small company that didn't have that many people developing it. Like, not nearly, like, hundreds as many
And
people
they
as...
still made some sick
And they
shit.
still made me feel awesome. It made me feel awesome.
off
And,
the chain.
you know what? I never had a cool relationship between two females ever than Life is Strange.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I can never relate myself to a lot of games that made the female protagonists, I mean, more realistic to like females nowadays, except Life is Strange. Life is Strange has, oh my god, so many characters that you care about in terms of Chloe or
Chloe's my love.
Warden and stuff like that.
They get so deep into each and every character's analysis, like, even if it's just a slight side character, even if you're just looking through their diary in their room, like, you get such a deep and realistic feeling of another human being, despite the fact that you're just playing a fucking video game.
Exactly.
It's so real.
Perspective.
They
and it-
fucking... realest video game of 2015. That's all I can say.
And it all made our top ones, and it's a
Straight
smaller
flush.
budget indie game technically.
That's a
so
straight
that
flush
tells
right
you a
there.
lot, and that tells you why I'm so hopeful for Firewatch. And you'll be surprised on my video game list how many games will show up compared to yours. I swear, I have a lot of indie games. I'm not gonna lie.
I have a lot
And
of the
Firewatch
big
is a
boys.
game that I cannot wait for, just because of just basically the setting itself. I'm involved with nature. I'm talking to one person. One person. That means you have one person to connect with. And basically they have the dialogue from the walkthroughs I've seen of basically getting you into a relationship that's not boyfriend, girlfriend, or anything like that, between a guy and a girl. You play as a guy and you talk to a girl. But it's just more realistic. It just seems, based on what's happening to the main protagonist, it all just seems like really awesome and just a game I just can't help and wait. Again, you know what? Indie games are cheap. They're like literally 1/6 of the price of the most games nowadays, and the motion I feel of it is way worth 10, maybe $20 worth, and I cannot wait for Firewatch.
And if you support indie developers, they end up building those AAA games down the line. Just look at fucking
Every awesome IP, Mario, started off somewhere as a sort of indie development. Nintendo, do you think that they were famous forever, like for hundreds of years?
Yeah.
No,
Fuck no.
they started off from nothing.
They started from a fucking garage, just like we're doing.
they started by ripping off Sonic.
Started from the
Exactly.
bottom, now we're here.
So, I mean, you know what? That's just me. I just want to, help bring games out that normally don't get the spotlight. And Firewatch is definitely one of those games that doesn't give enough spotlight. And I feel like, I hope that from this podcast, most people will go and see and give different perspectives on how a game can be made or developed.
Definitely. That's one of the bonuses about listening to this podcast. We go out there, we do our research, we watch all the movies of the year, all the video
It's
games.
literally our hobbies.
and we
It's our
tell
hobby.
and we tell you guys which is the best of the best, and you guys should definitely listen to us.
Even though it's all up to the viewers, As Apollo, my number 4 game of the year that I anticipate for 2016 is No Man's Sky.
Shock. I'm surprised that this reached
Oh,
the
no.
top 5
Yeah,
of
yeah,
our
oh,
video
no.
game list.
What a knee
It's
slapper.
only one of the biggest, intense and form of rendering type of game
Ooh,
out
mama.
there. To the point where the developers don't even know what creatures they are making at this very moment.
It's
'cause
just they
so
can't control it.
expansive. They haven't even explored probably 10% of the
They
galaxy that they
can't.
made right
They
now.
literally can't. It's a game that somehow manages to expand beyond the realm of logical universe that we know today.
To the
What
point where
the fuck
it
is
mirrors
that?
our universe in a weird, somewhat similar way.
What exactly?
That makes us wonder how different we are from all different forms of species, either here now or in video games.
I was literally just gonna say it makes us wonder how different we are from video games.
So all those people that run over of GTA 5 are pretty much like, I feel like are
oh
real
my
people.
god!
Just to get through my therapy
Don't
session,
say
I'm
that
just
to
running
me.
over people constantly.
If that's real, I've killed
GTA,
millions.
it's not
of
my
people.
fault. GTA 5 makes the running over mechanic feel so
Oh,
satisfying.
it's so nice, dude.
It's
Slamming
so
those niggas
satisfying.
down.
I can't help it.
Thump, 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 thump.
Exactly, the vibration that you feel from your controller is just so worth it.
It's disgustingly wonderful. And
The
you all know
endorphins
it.
going through my brain right now are just flourishing.
And to think that like a smaller company made this game.
Exactly.
Yowza.
I know, right? An indie developer, nonetheless.
Basically, you visit a planet, and it's literally like a planet-sized, like up to scale planet.
It's not
And
like you can just go through the planet easily in one day.
It's a whole planet.
Yeah, I was gonna
It's
say,
a whole godforsaken
it's almost like
planet.
it's like the Minecraft world is supposed to be like 3 or 4 times bigger than our world technically. So just add that like every planet is almost the size of Earth out of billions of planets.
H.
Fuck
Christ.
me. And we're
Yeah,
supposed
exactly.
to find each other.
Pound me
Yeah.
off. This is
Dude,
fucking crazy.
Consider this. You can visit not only entire planets, you can visit entire solar systems, entire galaxy for this entire universe. It is such a massive game, and they say like there's not really a like objective to the game
Just
other
getting
than
to the center of
yeah,
the universe.
just get to the center of the universe, and they say that's hard to do. Like it's rare to get.
Yeah,
there.
it takes a significant long time because you need like
But you have to think some lucky people are luckily spawned near the center.
because in the game I know it stems from like 3 different perk trees. Like one of them involves you having to have like a hyperdrive or a similar thing to Star Wars that can span your ship to like multiple systems ahead instead of just like 1 or 2 to help you get you closer and closer to the center of the galaxy, which apparently is the end game. Is there some sort of philosophical meaning at the end of the game? What is the end game? We don't fucking know, and that's what makes it awesome. Get to the fucking center of the galaxy, goddammit.
And
Go where no
guys-
other man has gone.
Don't forget we laid down a threat a couple months ago when we were reviewing the No Man's Sky.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone better fucking watch their backs.
Exactly.
We're building an empire and taking over the universe.
Join the creed.
New Man's Sky is our world.
Join
So
the
step
creed.
out now if you're not willing to join, bitches.
Join the
'cause
creed now.
You
Or
will
die.
be put down if you are against us.
Join the creed now for massive perks and ranks and shit.
Yeah, join or die.
Those who
fuck
Supreme
join
leader.
have temporary servitude, but they can rise through the ranks.
We'll give you galaxies. We
We'll
promise.
give you, fuck
or,
the galaxy.
or we will take them from you.
Exactly.
It is your
it's your
choice.
choice.
So yeah. Also, while we're on the topic, No Man's Sky also pops up to my my bronze trophy.
Number 3.
My number 3 spot. So just throwing that out there. It's my number 3. That's
And
how
it's my
excited
nu-
I am for it.
It's
Nice.
my number 1, so
Oh.
that's how
That's
it should
your
tell you
number
how
one game,
excited I am.
Roger?
No, because
Shit.
I like Minecraft when it came out, especially back in the day when it was in its like beta format, where you didn't have fatigue and shit. That's how-
Comparing
that-
Minecraft to
No.
this is like comparing
it's almost
Minecraft to this. I don't even know what to
partially
say.
similar.
Now.
Cheese
Except
to
this is like
fuck boys.
Minecraft on numerous amount of hormone growth, steroids. That is, it's not the same person anymore. It's basically you having a giant map similar to Minecraft that is graphically better looking. It has different variations of species depending on the evolutionary chain or mathematical formula that the developers have made. How advanced that is, I don't fucking know. They don't even fucking know. That's how many.
No.
They don't even. They say specifically in the interviews, they don't know what species they're gonna find because. It
and you get
follows
to
a similar
name the
formula.
species as well.
Exactly. You
Oh.
can name your fucking species because
Here comes
the
some
world.
odd names.
Oh yeah,
The
I'm about
world
to.
is so
Apollo's
fast.
about to drop some crazy names on
I'm
y'all.
gonna get weird with
Oh, we're all getting weird
It's-
with it.
The world is so vast, you're gonna easily find a solar system or two to yourself that you can just name everything Stephen Colbert or
Stephen Colbert did do that.
exactly. And
I
he
saw
did do
that, dude.
but that's how hilarious
There's a video
it
of
can be.
Colbert naming his own shit.
He's playing No Man's Sky and naming everything Colbert.
Colbert approves.
Exactly. So that tells you how hyped up this game is, not only just for myself, but many other people out there who are considering getting current gen consoles.
Colbert
They definitely should
included.
just for this game alone, because last gen cannot
great.
hold to this type of scale of a game. But now, everyone, we are reaching the bronze level in terms
Dun,
of
dun,
video.
dun, dun, dun.
Number 3.
Number 3 indeed, and I
All right, Roger. What was your number 3?
and I know this guys might surprise you just a little bit because I think it might have flown under your radar. Let's just say, but my number 3, my bronze, my fucking top 3, my number 3 of this year is Mirror's Edge, the video game, the Mirror's Edge Catalyst, I should say, which is a prequel before Mirror's Edge, the one in the last gen. So those
It's
who
a
have
prequel?
yeah. So those who
I
have
know that shit.
not played Mirror's Edge on the 360, PlayStation 3, or Windows, or whatever the fuck it's on, you can play Mirror's Edge Catalyst. It's a free roaming parkour, very visually appealing, awesome, colorful game that involves, you as a female lead character in the secret organization, trying to do the best that she can.
I
And
played.
without spoiling anything, just like I said, it's a free roaming game. So unlike the previous Mirror's Edge, you actually have an open environment, kind of like similar to
free
Skyrim.
roam?
Yeah, it's similar to Skyrim in a way, except you're just
Nice.
parkouring from place to place. Exactly, and it's very and you. Apollo, we've played it before. You understand
I
how
played a
color-
little bit.
Yeah, like the colors in the game kind of tell you like where to go, what you should duck or parkour under and stuff in a way. They enhanced that, and not only that, but also the melee combat as well, which actually was really awesome in Mirror's Edge 1.
Very nice. I was gonna say the exact same thing, and also, I might as well say right now that Mirror's Edge Catalyst is my number 2 in Game of the Year anticipation. So
I thought I was being original on this one. I'm
oh
sorry,
hell
folks.
no! Yeah,
We
I'm looking very forward to this one. This looks sick.
It honestly should have been on current gen consoles nowadays, just
I'm
because of
surprised
the
it isn't.
awesome free roaming parkour aspect with the Unreal Engine 4, I believe it's on, which is one of the most high tech other than Cryo Engine and shit like that.
I agree.
Which is one of the most high tech engines that you can get out there. So honestly, I fucking can't wait. I don't know. I'm just worried about what they're gonna have for like the side quests or things like. I feel like they're gonna have a lot like. Get the top 3 or best time or whatever.
Oh yeah, like
races,
generic as fuck
races,
time trials.
Jesus
shit.
Christ, no.
So that's
so done, so overplayed.
that's
just
the
bring
only
us
thing I'm
something
afraid of.
new.
Exactly.
Bring us something new. You know we wanted.
Get more to the
We know you got it.
organization. Exactly that you're under.
But dude, I'm personally pretty excited because I didn't really play the first one like you guys, so I'm probably not excited as you guys. But I'm really excited because the graphics look off the chain. I'm excited some parkour. Probably
Which is
some,
even
and-
a bigger thing nowadays, and because of games like Mirror's Edge and also GoPro cameras and whatnot.
Hell yeah.
And like I play a little bit of the first one. I'm hoping for some enhanced gameplay, probably some new combos and shit you could do.
Exactly. Like, and one was a cool thing is it was a game where you can be a solely melee combat type of character, or you can beat up someone that has like a gun and then take it and shoot people.
Take it and shoot people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a gun gives you sort of a little bit of an option. Maybe you get perk systems for all we know later on in the game, you know, that also can make you a better gunner.
Hell yeah. I actually saw a video on the internet the other day. A GoPro video featuring like a bouncer in a nightclub on New Year's
Oh
Eve.
my
like,
gosh, what he has to go through.
handling drunk assholes. Exactly, Roger. Just seeing what he has to go through, and like, I thought about Mirror's Edge and just thought like, damn, that's basically. Just
I know,
as hard,
if this is just a bouncer being
that's
stationary.
just as hardcore as that game is. Like, yeah.
Just think if I was going at a normal human base, running around on
It's just a wild
rooftops.
thing about it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that game.
I'm excited for an open world that has like exciting like free roam. Like
Oh yeah.
And
I felt that with Assassin's Creed Syndicate a little bit. Just I like free roam.
And
It's just
Assassin's
fun
Creed
to
kind of
do.
got you the same
Nice.
sort of feeling, like especially back in the first game when you can climb buildings as easily as you could.
Yeah.
We never
was
experienced
the-
anything like that. That was so new back in the day.
That was the OG parkour.
Exactly. So this is like taking it on and evolving it in terms of a bigger market, maybe.
And in first person too, which is pretty neat.
yeah, exactly.
And I loved, and one thing the next gen focuses on is the lighting, and seeing the lighting and all the colors come together. It's
Exactly,
gonna be
for a
awesome.
very vivid and vibrant world as Mirror's Edge is definitely exciting and worth seeing visually.
Yeah, and also to recap mine was No Man's Sky from earlier.
As your number 3, so we just instantly went through the bronze range area. Now we're going straight up to number 2, silver.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Silver Zone.
So yeah, it just shows where those games were ranked for us personally as people.
Hell yeah.
And now, for my silver game of 2016, the one I'm second most excited for is Uncharted 4.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to say the same thing I did. I was going to call you son of a bitch.
Oh no, I'm really pumped for Uncharted 4. Not only is Uncharted known for the graphics, I really love the third-person gameplay. I feel like they got the shooting down and the free roaming.
The third person, like, first close quarter combat type
Yeah.
thing. Because they seem to emphasize that a lot in this newer game.
And Uncharted is also always known for their amazing story, which I'm excited to see what kind of storytelling they tell in this next one.
Especially if you have multiple dialogue options, as well as in terms of gameplay, it's a lot more linear now. I mean, in terms of, no, vertical, I should say. Like, you have multiple areas you can go and fight people in, especially in the few walkthroughs that they've shown.
Yeah,
So
multiple choices.
So it's not quite as linear as you would expect it to be in a normal third-person action-adventure Uncharted series.
And not to mention, I'm a huge fan of Uncharted, and I'm a huge fan of Naughty Dog. It's Naughty Dog's first ever time attempting a multiple dialogue game, And I'm excited to see what dialogue options you have for Nathan Drake.
Especially since like Fallout 4 was so atrocious, you know, hopefully you get. People aren't expecting different choices in this game, but they're expecting different reactions to characters. You know, if you say something sarcastically instead of honestly, will they say extra dialogue saying, "Aren't you a cheeky bastard?" and then saying like the same old dialogue as if you were very honest and noble?
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if it did change some minor things throughout the story.
I honestly would like it, especially depends on what characters, especially Solomon?
Yeah, Sully. He's one of my
Sully?
favorites.
Dude, oh man, I love Sully.
Sully.
I know, right?
Oh.
Especially if you were talking smart ass to him, like he would respond back like as if like a father figure would, like, don't talk shit like that to me, or something like that. Or maybe that Latina Hispanic chick, I forget her name, she escapes me right now because I'm drunk.
Yeah.
But
Ditto.
Yeah, we all got drunk for the holidays.
you know, different depending on who you're talking to, especially your ex-wife or ex-lover, you know.
Oh, and hopefully that Latina chick.
Exactly, right? So it all depends on basically where Naughty Dog wants to go in terms of depends on how long they want to develop the changes to the game from the
Yeah.
year delay that they originally
That's
had.
actually why they did delay it, to improve upon the dialogue options. And I'm really excited because this is like their last game for a while for the Uncharted series. It's just like they have a
And,
really good story for this
And
particular
honestly,
game.
it's a story that build up the developers, you know, and everything. So they need to end it at some point. Last of Us, I mean, is a game that they didn't really think that they were gonna make a sequel on. If I
But now they
recall.
definitely are.
Because it's so good, it's so compelling, it makes you feel emotions, strangely enough. So,
They done good.
So now
And I
they
hope
can
they do good again.
yeah, they can start focusing on Last of Us 2 and then maybe a new IP. Instead of just keep continuing on Last of Us and Uncharted. Now they can start do something newer and fresh. And I can't wait.
I'm excited for the future of Naughty Dog, and I'm excited for Uncharted 4. That's why it gets my silver trophy.
And it's a good silver trophy it is.
My number 2 is also Catalyst, Roger.
I'm so glad someone agreed with me to put it on the top 5.
It was a fantastic fucking trailer. I can't wait to see what they pump out for the gameplay, and oh my god.
Because they only show like a little bit for the most part. Basically things that you've seen in Mirror's Edge the first game, except
basically.
just better graphics, better environment, so to speak.
More
I mean-
colorful.
I mean,
More
just
colorful.
just seeing what we saw in the first game, I am very excited for anything that can make in the sequel. So, bring it on.
Hoping for an even better story.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much enough said.
Enough said.
Enough
yeah,
said, indeed.
we said enough about it earlier.
And for my personal number 2, Silver Spot goes to The Witness, and
Ooh,
especially
doggy.
Homer and Apollo. You should know I've been hyping for this
And
game.
that's coming
for-
out later this month.
Exactly. This is coming out earlier this year. This is a game I've listened to the trailers over and over again, especially the first teaser trailer that they show where it shows their awesome music that they have going on. And it's an open world puzzle game. How many
A
people...
beautiful one at that.
Only Zelda is the only thing comparable to that, and that's like the older like NES versions where you can actually go to multiple temples while going through a linear progression. This is like a place where your main goal is to go to, as far as I can tell from the trailer, the center of a mountain and completing
know.
puzzles along the way, and it's just it reminds me a little bit like The Witness. I mean like the No Man's Sky a little bit, where you're trying to get to the center or something. But
Beautiful puzzles though.
a beautiful, vibrant world, and the developer behind it is the one that came out with Braid, and he apparently delayed this game for an extra year and a half or so, just because he got a specialist to talk about how trees and plants and flora would grow realistically. So he had to, basically from that specialist, he had to redesign the whole map of the whole level, the whole game, just to fit realistic standards. And
Oh my god.
that's a level of detail I can't help but just respect, honestly, because this guy would delay a game just to make sure it's perfect in his mind and for the consumer mind. And you know
Absolutely
what?
perfect.
I clap. to this guy because I rather a delayed game is acceptable, but a rush game is forever horrible. This is
Forever remembered as a nightmare.
Unity.
Unity is a prime example. Prime example, indeed.
But yeah, The Witness is definitely one of my honorable mentions. I've been waiting for months. The reason I didn't make it is because I think it was on my list last year, but it got postponed.
Exactly,
And,
and it isn't a, and that's the kind of downside of postponing. It kind of lowers, your hype level for it in a way.
Yeah.
But for me, the most emotion, like I said before, that I got out of games this current console generation is from indie games, and I honestly cannot wait for The Witness because
And the
the
wait's
developer
almost
is
over.
gifted, and I believe he can bring a different level of genre and storytelling that impacts the player in a different way than what we would expect. And that I can't wait for.
And now we're moving on to our main event of the evening, our gold number one anticipated game of 2016. And mine personally is going to be Final Fantasy 15.
Ooh.
And I would like to just mention personally, I would have put Final Fantasy 15 probably at number 1 or 2, but just because it's been delayed so many times, and the amount of progress that they made since the last year, I just don't know if it's gonna come out this year. It's either gonna come out late 2016 or early 2017. So
I have confidence it'll come out this year. Because they've already had playable demos available in public and stuff. I feel like it'll make it this year, bro.
and it probably most likely will, but for me it just went under my radar just because I was so excited for it last year, and No Man's Sky has just always been they first of all they have a release date set in stone
In June.
exactly, and for an indie developer that means a lot, and for Final Fantasy 15 who's
I feel like we're going to get a
made by-
release date dropping E3 and it's going to be kind of like Fallout coming this year.
Yeah, exactly. But I rated this title list based on how excited I am, and right now, No Man's Sky is on the list just because of the scope of the game that they're trying to go with. But that's my number 1. But I can understand why Final Fantasy 15 is your 1 or maybe 2.
Hell
It,
yeah.
it should be because it is my dark horse. If it comes out this year, it is my dark horse. I think it's going to surprise everyone instantly just because of how different the gameplay is.
Exactly. And I'm excited for the teleportation gameplay,
Based on the main character who has the ability of teleporting around.
which
and
is
shit.
new to the Final Fantasy franchise. And I'm pretty excited for the new soundtrack because, like, we just saw the Final Fantasy Symphony.
Nomura or whatever the hell his name is.
It was the Distant World of Symphony,
yeah.
and it was amazing. Every single track. I'm excited to see what kind of soundtrack Final Fantasy
And
15.
Final Fantasy is known it has to be the top 3 most video games known to have the best score soundtrack ever out there.
From the way you guys described it, the live show you both saw was sick.
Oh no,
it truly
for
was.
Final
It's
Fantasy,
honestly,
just-
you have to go to yourself because if you watch some of the orchestral Final Fantasy music online, it's good. Don't get me wrong.
It's really great.
But it's nowhere different than feeling in an amphitheater and like hearing the echoes go on,
Especially
in a
with like
closed
the
area.
chants going and stuff.
Especially, and they had like a video that go on that
Oh,
showcased
beautiful gameplay.
perfectly what the score is going through, like what the orchestra is going through.
And speaking of beautiful gameplay, another reason Final Fantasy 15 makes my number 1 is the visuals for Final Fantasy is always out of the box because that's what Final Fantasy's been known for all these
No,
years. Even
Square-
back in the PS2 days, it was known for that.
And now, like, Final Fantasy 13 cutscenes are the equivalent of normal gameplay for Final Fantasy
Today.
15. Yeah, so that tells you how much. And the combat, like I said, is more faster paced. But even if you see the teleportation and whatnot, it makes
60 frames, bro.
It makes the turn-person action in a different perspective in terms of being not turn-based, but in a way it is because you have to wait for it's more of a
It's
mixture
more
of
like Kingdom Hearts
MMO.
now.
No, it's a little bit Kingdom Hearts and an MMO because like Kingdom Hearts, you have to wait for a certain amount of time, cooldown time, for you to use magic and shit like that. Same thing for Final Fantasy. Like you're gonna be able to do shit like in normal time space, not turn based. Just
just like
you have
square
to wait.
attack.
Exactly. So you're gonna
Or
have
teleporting, that's gonna look beautiful.
exactly. So I'm happy that you put this as your number one because I have been advocating for it for like at least a year now.
Plus, all the trailers and gameplay we've seen is phenomenal, especially the dragon. When you see that glimpse of fight scene, that looks amazing. I can't wait for that.
Exactly.
See how the story goes with that, too.
Exactly. It's very out there, and so is the gameplay and the people who made the game.
And just so you guys know, for Final Fantasy, each game is like its own story, so you could jump in at any time. Like
You don't have to know any of the other Final Fantasies and anything like that. It's like American Horror Story, all different story every season.
Yeah, like if you played 7, you don't have to know anything else about anything previous to it. Which is why, on my honorable mentions, the 7 remake is coming out with new gameplay, new graphics,
And-
which I'm excited for.
Yeah, exactly. The only downside is they're supposed to be releasing episodic.
Yeah, only 2
Format.
though. 1 and 2, episode 1 and 2.
So, take it as you will. I mean,
I think it's
as-
worth it, especially for my first.
Yeah, I
game
was gonna say we
through.
never played Final Fantasy VII. That's
I
supposed to be
played,
arguably the best one, and
I
it's on the
played,
N64.
I've like played 10, 12, and 13,
Exactly.
and I love 13, but the gameplay got.
Yeah, I
better.
can understand why people don't like it, but I just like the atmosphere around 13.
I
It
loved
gives
it.
me a
I loved a lot
fantasy,
about
Final
13.
Fantasy feel to it.
Yeah, exactly. So it easily made its way to my gold trophy of 2016.
Well, I mean, we can talk about Final Fantasy 15 all day, especially all the previous other games that came out prior to it.
And we're
But-
definitely going to review it, at least the 7 remake.
Oh no,
Oh,
at
hell yeah.
least the very minimum, because we definitely we've been hooked from not just from Final Fantasy 13, but everything else that they have made, the soundtrack, gameplay, the atmosphere, everything else about it.
Hell yeah.
But that's enough about Final Fantasy 15. God, my God, Apollo, what is your number one? Your gold per se.
Shit, my number one. To be honest with you, after Hitman Absolution, I look forward to the new Hitman in 2016
Definitely exceed
More
beyond my
than-
expectations.
more than any other game in 2016 that I see on the horizon.
Wow.
Oh my lord.
I know you
that's
like
awesome.
Hitman games, but damn.
I mean,
dude.
Hitman Absolution was sick.
It really was, dude.
It was fucking crazy.
I will go with Steven on this. I felt like compared to Hitman Blood Money, it was completely
Dude.
bullshit how people can detect you so easily in that game. Especially if you dress up as a security guard in a guarded, like, little sort of building
Yeah,
complex.
yeah.
It's like, what do you expect?
Hitman Absolution, as much as I like Assassin's Creed 1, if not more so, because the stealth aspect was so refined. It was so good.
And there's so
I
many
do-
options, too.
I was gonna
Oh,
say,
the-
I give you that. There are a lot of options,
The
which
options.
Think
but-
about what you could do on next gen.
AC1 and AC2 were limited because they were early
PS.
last gen consoles, not just. And Hitman Absolution hit around later that current generation period, which was the longest console generation period to date. So I just want to point that out there.
Yeah.
So Hitman Absolution had a lot more, I feel like, advantages if you go on.
But
While while Assassin's Creed itself was a new franchise, new IP, they didn't know what the engine was gonna push exactly until they got fan feedback and shit for AC2, which to me is a superior form of Assassin's Creed game.
But like, hopefully Hitman just like takes the best of what Absolution had and just improves upon it. Especially think about what you can do with next gen. And I felt like Hitman Absolution at the time had some pretty stellar graphics, and I think the graphics just gonna be that much more improved on the next gen.
I mean, graphics are all fine.
And think about there's gonna be way more options as well.
I mean, graphics are all fine and dandy, but I like Hitman Blood Money, and I felt like personally you had a lot more bigger environment to work with. Like to
Who
me, it was-
knows? They could bring that environment.
I mean, they definitely could. I just
I
hope.
think the last one made a lot of money.
I just hope that they make it more easy for. I don't want to make it seem like but more casual players than me to get back into it, because I did like Hitman Blood Money, and I knew a friend who liked Hitman on the Xbox the original and PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
but I just did not like Hitman Absolution. And that's just my personal opinion. But I just hope they have a way to integrate between casual and hardcore players. And I felt like Hitman Absolution was slightly more hardcore than it should be.
I'm sure they'll fix things. But you can play on easy if you want.
I mean, I guess, but the normal difficulty, if people are spotting you easily, even though you're dressed up as like a bodyguard, or instance, that just drives me crazy. It's like in Hitman Blood Money, I would be able to get through so many entry points and whatnot,
and you could
without having
probably
to shoot everyone.
And it'd be like a slap in the face if they didn't have improved AI in the next one.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's what I hope they push the envelope to. They definitely do make the AI more human, I guess, or
more like believable,
or
not
more
superhuman
or harder
whatever.
to predict in a way, where they don't just follow a same trail over and over again, where you can just memorize.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Shades of Assassin's Creed.
I'm pretty stoked for it,
Alright.
man. Dude, that's coming out like February, March-ish area, I think. So
First or
early in the
second
year.
quarter of 2016, if I
We'll
recall.
I don't know, that's a pretty worthy goal.
And I just want to let you guys know, No Man's Sky was my #1 gold pick. So everything that we
Ooh.
said prior to No Man's Sky, I pretty much would say again. And
It's
We're so
already out
excited.
there.
no, it's
That's
already,
honestly a very good choice,
it's a-
Roger. That's classic.
it's a different IP that's pushing the nth degree of the current consoles now, of just making a whole new universe, and that's something that will catch us by storm, just like Minecraft. I feel like
That's
felt.
going to keep us busy all summer.
Yeah, and it's a game that really is bang for your buck sort of way.
Bang!
And it comes out, if I recall, June 2016. So, and if I recall, it might be around E3
That'd be cool.
time or
Dude, and
closeness.
who knows
so
what kind of
Or
DLC?
sooner, if preferred.
Who knows if it'll have DLC or something? That's
Exactly.
also interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say it could be like Destiny, except better. You know, where they're definitely gonna focus on the game for the next few years instead of like just canceling everything that they said and
They
focusing
cancel a
more.
lot of stuff.
I think they're definitely focusing on a new IP for Bungie, and that's why it pisses me off about
Dang.
Destiny. But I won't go there. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, well, that's the topic for another time. What's going on, guys? Sorry about this interruption. Homer here. But just letting you guys know, this video was originally supposed to be a top 5 video games and top 5 original films of 2016. But unfortunately, Apollo and I ran into some post-production troubles. So literally the second half of our podcast got deleted.
Destroyed.
And it's just lost in cyberspace somewhere, unable to obtain it. However, silver lining, we did able to recover most of mine and Roger's argument about Batman vs. Superman, and it gets quite heated. So, if you have some time, we're going to post that at the end of this video if you're interested in Roger's and I's Batman vs. Superman debate. And it gets really heated, as I said. But, thank you for listening to this episode of our top 5 video games of 2016. If you have time, visit our webpage at stonerman.net. There you can find information on our Kickstarter and our show Stonerman. We're trying to get off the ground, not only to show you the fans, to look more reputable to the studios. And if you don't have any money to donate to the Kickstarter, it goes a really long way just to comment, rate, and subscribe and get our name out there. So, as always, stay lifted, my friends. And unfortunately, Roger's not here for post-production, so I'll just do his part. And may the force be with you. Always. Stay tuned for that debate. Well, yeah, that's our top video games for 2016. Now to transition a little bit to our top movies of 2016.
Holy cow, we're only halfway through?
Only halfway there. Halfway there.
Halfway through the
Halfway
goodness.
there.
2016 looks great in video games, and I think it looks even better in film.
Honestly, I agree with you. There's a
Hell
lot more
yeah.
variety, a lot less of different options you can put out for the three of us with our different, personal opinions.
Yeah, but I think this will be the year for superhero films, because at my number 5, I have, and just so you guys know, this was once, when I was planning this earlier this month, it was at my number 1 spot for most anticipated, but then the trailer leaked, and it dropped all the way down to my number 5.
Damn, I know what it is already.
I know,
So
right?
it's Batman versus
I knew it,
Superman.
I knew
Oh, I'm
it.
sorry, you mean Batman and Superman?
Yeah, Batman and
Dawn of
Superman and
Justice?
friends.
Yeah, and Friends.
And Friends.
Okay,
Batman and
Wonder
Superman
Woman.
and Friends. because we already know they become best goodies. I mean, we already knew that was going to happen, but we didn't need to see it before
Yeah.
the movie comes
It's in
out.
the
Especially
fucking trailer.
seeing a Doomsday fucking ripoff, if we assume to be a Doomsday.
They've
Okay?
already spoiled literally at least 50% of the movie.
Yeah, with all the trailers that they've
Am I
released thus
wrong
far.
in saying that,
No.
boys?
I can
No.
pretty much predict exactly what's gonna go on from the movie. So at least the only parts I'm gonna be really interested in is the in between, and that's not good. If I know the beginning, middle, and possibly end,
Oh yeah.
what's
Then
the
what's
point?
the movie?
What's
Exactly.
the
Where is
point?
the movie? Hey.
I'm pretty excited because, one, I want to see how they set up the new Batman, which I'm really pumped for.
I agree with you there.
Okay,
And
yeah.
everything I've
Can't
seen
deny that.
from both trailers, I love for Ben Affleck as Batman.
I agree, but
True.
Wonder Woman but
But Wonder Woman
Doomsday.
doesn't come till the very end, bro.
That
The
makes
red
and that's
capes
a
are coming.
bigger. If you why show her in there? If she's only gonna be at the end. Just tell me why isn't there a solo
it's
movie?
a marketing push, and there is a
That's
solo
bullshit.
movie.
That's a
Please
dumb
kill
fucking
me.
excuse in my
Please kill
opinion.
the
me.
solo movie
You
is
could have
coming.
more character
What a
development between
sellout.
Batman and Superman in that time.
It's a
Sell
3-hour
out.
movie, bro.
Sell out.
A 3 I don't care. You know what was a 3-hour movie? Watchmen. And you know
Watchmen's
what?
a
I've never watched it
masterpiece.
from beginning to end because I fall asleep near the fucking
Fuck you.
end.
Watchmen.
That was your problem,
That's a
Roger.
3-hour
How do you
You
not-
fall asleep during Watchmen? You're a
that's-
failure.
Watchmen's
Watchmen is
amazing.
gold.
That's 1/8 of like the
Gold.
time
Homer's
on
on
Earth in a
point.
day.
It's amazing.
God.
Bro,
Damn.
Watchmen is an amazing 3-hour movie. I don't
Damn,
know what
we-
you're talking about.
We don't
It
usually
should have
go.
been 2 movies. I'm sorry.
We don't usually go off on screaming rants, but damn, that was some.
It was a good
Woo,
movie from
yeah,
what
some
I've
fire.
seen, but the ending, I don't know what it is. I assume it's gonna be
Oh,
awesome,
You
but
have to watch.
it's
the,
3
just pay
hours
it,
fucking long.
sip a cup of coffee and watch the
You
movie.
watch a TV
Yeah,
show for
watch
3
the
hours
fucking
long,
movie like a
and I
man.
want to see you stay awake.
I
It's the
do.
Okay,
same
Roger.
concept.
Breaking Bad, 3 episodes. Boom. I'm
Oh,
done.
bullshit. That's one fucking TV show.
Fuck
and
you,
you,
Rob.
Better Call
and you
Saul.
overrate it.
Oh, you idiot.
Game of Thrones, Rome, the series.
That's an hour
is
as well.
But
Okay, I'm sorry, boys. I don't want to interrupt this. This is very constructive conversation, but we should probably get
Oh,
back
yeah.
to the podcast.
okay, I'm
So,
sorry.
yeah, that's enough about
You
Watchmen.
had-
I'll kill people over Watchmen.
Oh, but man, Batman vs Superman versus Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman. That's gonna be a great movie. I can't wait for it. Sarcasm.
You know what, bro? You're going to eat your words. It's going to be awesome.
Oh no, I won't eat my words because you'll see what my number 5 is.
Yeah, we'll
I'll
see.
explain it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we'll see.
Well, I'm just excited to see, and the fight scene between them is going to be epic. There might be multiple.
It's gonna be short. I can spoil
No.
it for you. It's gonna be 10 minutes long, and the rest is gonna be that Doomsday Abomination with Wonder Woman. I guarantee fucking to you, because Wonder Woman doesn't probably get shown until the near end when.
Yes.
And so you have to make those minutes last long, just so you get some sort of character development between her. So
But she's getting her own
less
movie
time
early
with Batman versus
2017.
Superman and more on Wonder Woman. What the fuck does that mean for the title? You'll see fighting for 10 minutes.
You don't
you
know
saw
that yet.
Zod
Batman
versus
and
Superman for
Superman.
30 minutes, but Batman versus Superman, no.
It could
5,
go on
10
30 minutes. You don't know.
That's why I Apollo.
I'll give you
I'm
50
calling
bucks if it lasts for 30 minutes. I'll give you 50. I will
30
shake
minutes
you
is-
right now.
30
30
minutes is
minutes.
long. I'll go
Let's
10.
shake right fucking
Let's do
now.
10 minutes. 10.
Oh no! Okay, I see how you dub down it by 66%. Okay.
You know what, buddy? 10 minutes of fighting could go a long way.
Okay.
Especially because there's going to be Batwing fighting, Batmobile
When it's
fighting.
called Batman vs Superman, we'll see how long that 10-minute fighting feels good.
Oh, I was gonna say
It's all gonna be talking, bitch talking
Oh my
in between
God.
Batman vs Superman, mostly. Then 5 minutes of fighting between Batman vs Superman. That's how I predict.
No, it's going to show what goes behind Ben Affleck's emotions behind this whole thing, because this brings him out of retirement, bro. The whole Superman thing. So,
So
think
is this a
about that
Batman
perspective.
movie? Or is this a
No,
Superman
yes,
movie?
they do focus more on Batman. Batman has more screen time in this movie.
That's bullshit.
Why?
Because
is
they
it
need
bullshit?
to have a Batman
Exactly.
movie before they focus on Batman. We don't know who this Batman is. It's a different character.
That's why he needs more screen time.
Oh my God! This right after Man of Steel comes out, you don't have any other Justice League movie, and then you have Batman versus Superman. You're gonna make it all about Batman?
Not
Batman
all about
movie
Batman.
is confirmed, buddy. A Batman movie is confirmed.
Not till
Solo.
2018.
Oh my God!
After the Justice League movie, bro.
You don't have a Justice League movie before you get all the characters introduced. That's just making up for lost time, and it's obvious, and it makes it so much more shittier.
Nah,
And that's
dude.
how, and that's me from a DC fan. I like DC more,
So
but
do I.
I'm pissed off.
I'm pissed off.
They
at
should just wait
a
their
lot of
time.
things.
Just hope that the DC lovable franchise will make it through this golden age of superhero movies.
Dude,
They should have more faith.
I think you should have more faith, bro.
They don't have faith in their own franchise, so I don't either.
Think about this. Batman vs. Superman. That I think it's gonna be at least a good movie. Suicide Squad, potentially great movie. Then after that you have Wonder
The
Woman.
best, it's gonna be a good movie, and I hope it's gonna be a good movie for me.
I think it will be,
And
bro.
what about Suicide Squad?
I think it's gonna be a great movie.
Okay.
Just throw that out there.
I'm sorry, we've gone on a rant tangent for so long, but Apollo, I'm sorry, what's your number 5? I'm sorry, before we go on the rant tangent for that extra 30 minutes. Ooh,
Who's that based a bit?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I know, right? What's going on? Well, basically, it's about Edward Snowden, the man that declassified thousands of
NSA, like,
secret NSA documents to the American public, and then was declared a terrorist by
and
our own
traitor
government.
to the American government.
Even though essentially what he was doing was literally legally declaring our government as psychotic terrorist bastards. But of course, that made him a terrorist himself, and that is essentially what this movie is about.
And basically now he's in fucking Russia because of it. And declared as even more of a traitor because they went to Mother Russia
Dude,
for asylum.
I'm loving the story, Apollo, but the cast. We were talking about the cast before the show started.
Ooh, hot mama. Well, apparently Oliver Stone is the director of this film, and
Behind
Alright.
Platoon.
ooh, hot mama, behind Platoon and Natural Born Killers. Whoo,
Ooh, buddy.
Someone
Don't.
pass me the inhaler. Damn, I gotta take a moment after that one, because Oliver Stone seriously pumps out some classics.
Phew! And he hasn't even been in a lot of shit recently that has given him credit. I think the last good movie that he was known for is... He's known for shit. He's known for another... Oh, JFK. And shit. Oliver Stone was... He was known for not just Natural Born Killers and Platoon, but I thought there was another movie that was out more recently. JFK or whatever, which was even
Yes.
more controversial even at its time because it brought up the multiple theories, not just the one that we've had in the books that what killed JFK, but they also brought up, the possible shooter in the sewer hole and those right next to a fucking fence that eyewitness had. So
Very true.
Oliver Stone's not afraid to, touch a nerve or so in terms of against the American government on very controversial issues, especially since Edward Snowden is a very mixed opinion, not really set in stone type of action that he took. Some people still think of him as a traitor for disclosing American intelligence information and stuff like that. Although
fuck those people.
yeah, exactly. Although we believe that now it dropped. Now it is giving people the idea that conspiracy theorists aren't totally fucking nuts or something like everyone has for conspiracy theorists for saying that the government's spying on you. Now we have legitimate proof the government is spying on you. And they can't go say no, that's not happening because we have now a fucking informant.
I've been saying that there's been water on Mars for years. Now NASA admits there's water
Yeah,
on Mars,
yeah.
and everyone's like, oh, I guess it's just a coincidence.
Exactly.
Fuck you people. I always know what I'm talking about. I guarantee you in the next 2 years there'll be admitting there's trees on Mars, because there are.
Either Oliver Stone or Edward Snowden or the American government.
Somebody will.
Somebody will.
I'm most excited for the cast of the movie.
Oh yeah,
Well,
supposedly
Absolutely.
Nicolas Cage being
Jeez.
being inducted into the cast as well, as long as Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt
Who-
as Snowden.
Snowden himself,
Oh,
which he doesn't
shit.
look nearly much like Snowden, but oh well.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt can pull off.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't care for Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I'll suck his dick if need be, but he's a phenomenal actor and I like him a lot. And I was
Excited
like,
to see him.
and it's gonna be cool seeing him in this different perspective as being in like an American hero. Not, it seems like a more well-budgeted movie instead of all these indie movies that he seems to appear in a lot. Me personally, except for like Looper or some shit like that.
Yeah, right. Where you kind of look like Bruce Willis.
Which was weird to me. I didn't like the way he looked, but that was just me personally.
Yeah,
But then,
okay.
but then again, my number 5 is different than all y'all's by having number 5, the better than Batman vs Superman, the Suicide Squad. Because you know why this is my number 5 and Batman vs Superman is not on there? Because unlike Batman vs Superman, I'm excited for Suicide Squad. Because you know why? Because it looks exactly and acts like it's following the same formula as Guardians of the Galaxy, where you have no idea who all these fucking guys are unless you're a huge fan of comic books. And there's not only a bigger cast than Suicide Squad, but it's more diverse in terms of characteristics of certain villains that they play as and stuff like that, including Harley Quinn and
you get to
Deadshot.
and you get to see the Joker.
Exactly, and you get to see a Joker who plays a very vital role, and Killer Croc, which I believe looks fucking retarded, but that's just my opinion. He doesn't look like a
His design
crocodile.
looks-
That was just my opinion, but in terms of what we've seen from the trailer, Suicide Squad doesn't show off too much, while Batman vs Superman shows off way too much.
I agree.
And it kills the move for me.
Absolutely. I was just gonna say, Suicide Squad is actually my number 2 anticipated
Ooh, I'm actually
film
surprised I reached
of
all
the
the way.
year
I
for
thought I was
this
the only
year.
one getting introduced it personally.
Oh, no,
Hell
dude.
no.
It's also my number 2.
Oh my god,
Oh,
seriously.
shit.
God damn.
Homer and Apollo on point.
Who
as
has 2
usual.
thumbs and is the unoriginal one? It's this guy over here.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's my number 2 because I'm excited to see Batman in action. I'm excited to see Jared Leto try his new Joker.
Batman, a little bit in action. He's not gonna obviously probably.
I think it's
take-
going to be in the intro.
Oh, probably the intro, yeah, because you have to, or at least show off, the Joker, who's gonna be very prominent, and Harley Quinn, who's gonna be a very prominent character in the Suicide Squad, and how she gets indoctrinated into the Joker philosophy per
Oh
se.
yeah.
I agree.
Which is gonna hate a lot of feminists out there, showing a man torturing a woman to the point of breaking her
looks like-
insanity.
It looks like it's going to be a
Jeez.
really dark movie because it's going to be focusing mostly on villains.
Yeah, and
True.
it should be a dark movie. if
I mean, it's called
focusing on.
Suicide
Yeah,
Squad.
exactly. It's almost like
If you expect something different, you're coming into the wrong
Exactly.
film, let me tell you.
These people are meant to possibly die in their mission, just like Battlefield Bad Company. All these like ex-jailers or prisoners being sent to the war to get killed off or lower their prison sentence. It's a similar concept. Suicide Squad, you have all these degenerates that you really don't know of, but you're gonna learn more than you probably have while walking in, and that's what people are gonna get a lot. People know Superman. People know Batman. They don't need Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
People know fucking Wonder Woman, even though she doesn't have her fucking movie, which is fucking retarded. If
It's
you're gonna have
coming
Batman
early
versus fucking Superman,
2017.
which is fucking stupid if you're gonna introduce her in fucking Batman versus Super. I'm sorry, I'm saying fuck a lot, but I like Wonder Woman a lot because I like Greek mythology. She's an Amazon woman who's the daughter of fucking Athena, for crying out loud. She's cool.
There's no censors in this podcast, dog. You can
Yeah,
swear all you want. You can fuck
I
all
hate
you
saying
want.
the same word over again,
Fucking,
but
fucking,
man, I fucking hate Batman versus Superman right now. I just can't stand it. And Suicide Squad, at least, is gonna take it into a different approach and not pussing around of trying to make their own little spin-off movie. They're trying to do something new while Justice League is trying to play catch up. And that's what I like
Yeah.
about it.
I'm excited about both movies.
You motherfucker.
Now we're moving on to our number 4 spot. And personally, at my number 4 spot, I have Deadpool.
Oh yeah, a movie that actually
Nice.
slipped under my radar. It was actually in my honorable mentions after I listed my top 5.
I didn't even know.
Dude, it's coming out this February. I'm excited to see it because it looks like the funniest superhero movie. It's probably going to be even funnier than Guardians, which is my personal favorite.
I'm just worried about budget because for a
No,
movie
but-
like Deadpool, I know it was slightly under budget. Even though the trailer got everyone back hype, I'm still worried because a person like Deadpool, he's a teleporter. He's every OP-ness. He's the fucking Superman of Marvel, for Christ's sake. He can't die. He can teleport. He can do anything godly like.
No,
And
dude.
you have to have a big budget to show off all of his cool abilities, especially if you're showing off Colossus and this one other chick that's in the movie.
I think that's what's going to be great about Deadpool. It's going to be a low-budget, rated-R movie, and then make a shit ton of money, and then for the sequel, make it boost the
I
stakes.
guess. I just hope the
Exactly.
sequel can definitely outperform the
'Cause they-
original.
In February, it's coming around Valentine's Day. Like, I don't know what else is coming out to compete against it,
Okay.
so
And
it should be
Deadpool
great.
is definitely someone that has a lot of different one-liners.
Yeah,
so
he's-
he's not like he's very creative when
He
it
was
comes
born
to insults.
for one-letters.
Exactly right.
And known for breaking the fourth wall, which he's definitely going to do.
Almost like Bruce Campbell.
And plus, the marketing's the marketing for Deadpool's been off the chain. I love both trailers that were released. I love every poster. Every poster's pretty funny,
Yeah.
especially the one where he's like Santa. He's
Yeah,
like,
exactly, with the hat on it.
Yeah, I find that fucking hilarious. And I trust Ryan Reynolds is going to play a great Deadpool
Exactly.
Oh, hell yes.
and redeem it from the X-Men First Class Deadpool, which
Especially
wasn't
when
that
he
great.
got backlash for both Green Lantern and the Deadpool from X-Men Origins and shit like that. He probably doesn't want to piss off more nerdy fans and stuff like that, like us. So
Yeah.
Too late.
And plus, like, I guess like he was having a hard time getting this movie made, so I'm happy he got it done. He
yeah, he seems very passionate about it.
easily making my number 4. Probably gonna be the funniest superhero movie ever made.
Probably.
Fingers crossed. And just gonna show that 2016 is a great year for superhero films. in
I
general.
agree. A lot. Good day for nerdasm.
I'm gonna
Nerdgasms.
Nerdgasm
All
every
around.
way.
What throw on me, eh?
Ooh, you see.
Ooh, si bueno. Well, whoop. Batman vs. Superman. Oh, I'm sorry. Batman and Superman is my number 4 for
Oh.
most anticipated films of 2016.
It seeped its way through your top 5.
I would love to call it Batman vs. Superman, but due to the trailers, it's very clear that they're working together already. So
Exactly.
why bother calling it Batman vs.
They're
Superman?
obviously not going
They-
to fight majority of the game. So.
Exactly. It's been 50% of the film at least. They're clearly not gonna fight. So why even bother calling it versus? I don't know. What's your opinion, Homer?
You guys know, man. I think it's gonna be pretty good. Besides a couple things. One, I think Doomsday does look terrible.
Absolutely.
hoping-
He looks like a troll from The Lord of the Rings.
I'm hoping he
And
gets
it's
revamped
true.
or something cool like that. And
Don't hold your breath because animation cinematics take a long time to make.
and B, Lex Luthor, I'm not really liking either at all.
Luckily, we believe
Oh my god.
his hair is going to change into turning bald by the end of the movie. I think we are all consensus of that. But unfortunately, his personality won't change along with it. So we're going to be stuck with Jesse Eisenberg personality with bald hair now.
Please kill.